In today's video, we're going to talk about some WWE, AEW, and Impact Wrestling news, and I'm going to throw the timestamps in the description down below. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, just drop them in the comments, and I'll get to you. Now, with that being said, Impact Wrestling Rebellion, it was Deonna Purrazzo versus Jordynne Grace in a very, very good main event match on pay-per-view. And then Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select dropped a very interesting report, reporting that as of March, Jordynne Grace was set to become a free agent. It's also unclear as to whether or not Jordynne Grace has signed a new deal since then. But then, you know, obviously WWE and AEW exist. So a lot of people have to wonder if Jordynne Grace could be going to one of those two companies. Now, for those who watch Jordynne Grace versus Deonna Purrazzo, you saw Jordynne Grace lose. And she lost in a really good match. But now Deonna Purrazzo is champion. Her husband, Steve Maclin, is the new Impact World Champion. And then, of course, we found out that, Nick Aldis is in the company as well. So, Nick Aldis has joined the company. He went face-to-face with Steve Maclin. And I'm just starting to get the impression that Deonna Purrazzo and Steve Maclin are headed towards the power couple that are truly heels, while Mickie James and Nick Aldis will be the company's top babyfaces for those respective divisions. Now, with that being said, where does that leave Jordynne Grace? I think you really have to wonder if perhaps there is a chance that Jordynne Grace could go to AEW or WWE. And then right now, there's obviously a huge gray area in terms of WWE and a hiring freeze. A lot of people on the internet are talking about that, and there may or may not be actual substance to those rumors. But of course, Nick Aldis not going to WWE. He was heavily rumored to go to WWE at one point months and months ago. And I thought for sure he could be a Triple H guy. That actually didn't happen. So is Jordynne Grace going to AEW or WWE? Obviously, we'll find out. But for all we know, she could be just wrestling independents and working in Impact on a per appearance deal contract. A lot of things could be going down. I'll keep you guys updated as time goes on. But with that being said, I want to turn our attention to Mercedes Mone, who right now, actually, I think the story is so interesting. Mercedes Mone is potentially doing a contract extension with NJPW. I know a lot of people are thinking that maybe Mercedes will be in AEW or maybe she'll even come back to WWE. But now there is some talk. Dave Meltzer was talking about Mercedes Mone being in talks with NJPW to do at least one more match. He says they are in negotiations for one more match. Her final match of her current contract is the match this coming Sunday at the Yokohama Arena against Mayu for the IWGP Women's title. I do not know if the deal is done. It was not done the last I was told, but she is in talks for one more date. I don't know what that date would be. I don't know if it would be Dominion or what exactly. That's her situation right now. Now, the reason why this is even a conversation that I want to have on YouTube is because Mercedes left WWE to go on and do some really big things for New Japan. You have to wonder if Tony Khan is going to try to swoop on in and bring her into AEW, especially with these really, really big plans, you know, for Wembley Stadium. And then, do you guys remember when Jade Cargill was beefing with Bow Wow, the rapper? It was such a weird thing, and then there was never a payoff to it. And the rumor was that Mercedes Mone would be in AEW feuding with Jade Cargill, and, you know, Bow Wow and Snoop Dogg were going to be somewhat involved. We never got a payoff to that, and I feel like a lot of people are forgetting about that, and a lot of people are making that excuse for AEW, but that was just completely dropped with no rhyme or reason. Jade Cargill just said she's moving on from Bow Wow, like, that's it. So, very, very strange television, but at the same time, too, when I look at AEW and WWE and New Japan, I just think having Mercedes do wrestling in 2023 is a great thing. I think she's just a hell of a talent. I don't really care where she is, you know. My preference will always be that she's in WWE, and my preference will be that she's in WWE booked properly. I think you can argue that she had a great career in WWE for sure. She's got the stats, the accolades to showcase that, but I feel like they could have done so much more with her that was more meaningful, if that makes sense. So that is where I do have a little bit of intrigue that maybe WWE brings her back and does it right. But of course, you got to think about Tony Khan and trying to develop that women's division. He would definitely benefit from Mercedes, and obviously having Mercedes go to New Japan and, you know, really leading the front for the women's division there. Just a lot of great things could come from that, and that was something I really want to talk about. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section. Do you guys think Mercedes will stay in New Japan? Do you think she's going to be AEW bound or maybe return to WWE? What about that possible match with Mickie James and Impact? I know some of you guys might laugh it off, but that's something that's been teased. And if you listen to the content that's put out by Mercedes, I don't think there's really a situation where it's like she does, like, it's wrestling fans might care if she's an Impact or not an Impact or whatever. They might think of that as like a low level thing, but Mercedes wants to go put on matches with the people she wants to work with. That's what this really comes down to, is she wants to do things outside of WWE, other projects, and working with other people that she admires and people she enjoys working with. Sasha Banks in WWE, Mercedes Money outside of WWE. Either way, I think we can all agree she is money. Now, with that being said, guys, I want to turn our attention to CM Punk. I honestly hate talking about CM Punk at this point, but you guys love the updates on CM Punk. And you know what? The thing with CM Punk is he's just been in the news a lot in the past year. And I think that's what it is. It's just really frustrating sometimes to see. A lot of people like me believe that this could all be a work. A lot of people also disagree that this is 100% legitimate. And there's just a lot of people who don't really give a shit anymore. And I'm starting to lean towards the point of not giving a shit. But it appears that maybe some people in Warner Media, Warner Bros. Discovery, right? They reportedly have been told that CM Punk is coming back to the company, which would make sense, by the way, because AEW Collision is supposed to be on Saturday nights live for 2 hours, and it's gonna have a brand split, and then you're gonna have CM Punk as the star of the show. This would all make sense. On the latest Wrestling Observer Live, Andrew Zarian revealed that Warner Bros. Discovery has been told a Punk return is coming. He said the story here is that CM Punk is essentially happening. I know for a fact that Warner has been told he is coming back. They are very much aware of the situation. Zarian went on to state that the talks between Punk and the Elite have yet to take place, with Matt and Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks particularly reluctant to work with CM Punk. It was also reiterated that the Saturday night show is expected to be introduced in the coming months, will showcase Punk's comeback, with the company's recently scheduled Chicago event on June 17th being eyed as both the show's debut and Punk's grand return. Wow, I don't really have too much to say about that. As far as all this stuff goes, work or not, I really don't care, honestly. CM Punk, you know, I think he's a hell of a talent. I feel like the Elite are a hell of a talent. I feel like if this is a work, it's stupid. I feel like if it's legit, it's stupid. I don't think anything really benefits from this. And, you know, I don't care if it was WWE, AEW, or Impact. Saturday nights, Friday nights, Tuesday nights. Bro, there's too much wrestling happening. There is too much television wrestling happening. It's too much. It's hard to keep up with it all when you also want to watch other sports and do other things and have a social life, you know? And look, I'll watch it from here to there. Like, but if the show isn't good, it's what I tell you guys. If the show isn't good, I won't watch it, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. With that being said, guys, WWE could be forcing a title change. This is some massive news. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, we got WWE doing the Night of Champions. And this is obviously a really strange scenario because we know that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn do not travel for these types of events. And then basically there's a whole bunch of articles, a whole bunch of stuff being put out there that maybe Triple H will be forced to change the titles, change the hands of who's holding the titles. And now WWE is obviously announcing the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in about a week or two. So basically this rematch is supposed to take place on April 28th. Which is the same night as the WWE draft. Now, the belief is that Triple H might actually have the Usos regain their titles. But then also people are like, well, what about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn being, you know, drafted to Raw? SmackDown tag titles being vacated. So then somebody else has to become championship holders. I don't know what it is going to be at this point, but it looks like WWE very well could be in a funny little situation. I think the best case scenario is vacate the SmackDown tag titles. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn stay on Raw as Raw tag team champions. On SmackDown, it could be the Usos versus the Viking Raiders. It could be Ricochet, Braun Strowman. You know, those WrestleMania showcase matches and everything, they've been leading to a little bit better improved tag team division. It's not perfect, but it's been improved. So I think one of those teams should get a shot. And then if you're going to have the Usos win, I think that's actually pointless, to be honest. Just because they had such a long reign just to lose titles and then get them back. That's the issue. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. So many great things happening in wrestling. I'll keep you updated always. Thank you for watching. Peace.